Hello and welcome. It is Contest of Speed once again, Tier 1, the Spanish Grand Prix, round 15 of this Season 4 Championship. And it's a sunny day in Spain at the moment. I'm your commentator. Once again, it's your boy Racer, aka it's your boy Lewis. And we have got the virginity being popped by Blank. Blank is in the building. Hey Blank, how's it going?
How's it going? Good evening, Racer. Let's pull off a banger tonight. 12 guys, gonna be good. Good show. Good show.
Yeah, it's definitely it's the Dirty Dozen out today, and and we've got currently Zach on pole, provisional pole, 118.4. Jordan closely following 118.5. Yost in Yost was in P3, but Lions just took that. And then Yost took it back from him, 118.5. So Yost is back into P3. Javi P5 at the moment. We're watching him. Simply, his teammate is in 6th. Fruitful in 7th. Carlsbury 8th. Big Slater has already retired. So Big Slater is most probably going to be starting at the back. Montana, Passy and Raikkonen yet to do a lap time. So that is your 12 runners. And if you guys can let us know about the weather forecast, we'll see. We'll have a look on the comments as we go along through this stream. Let's just get the Twitch up now on the phone. Okay, so yep, a few people coming in. Just loading up. So yeah, we go. So. As we saw the strategies throughout this week so far, although Varamir was able to make the softs work, I feel that he was helped very much so by our good friend Jacob bodging the start yesterday, and he obviously had fresh softs, and so did a lot of the guys at the front, and that definitely helped being able for Varamir to edge out into pitting on lap 10 for hards. So he was able to work it, but in general, the soft is not the best tyre to start on in this race, particularly if you qualify on it. We'll be expecting people to be qualifying on the medium, hence why everyone at the moment have done their best lap times on the hard. And Jordan has just set his personal best and fastest lap on 3-lap-old hards, showing that these tyres are pretty durable. You can keep hammering them hard and they will still deliver their optimum performance. However, the hard tyre is the slowest tyre of the three. But the medium is just right, good enough to, pretty fair, the medium I feel can last pretty long and doesn't drop off too badly. It's only that soft tyre, that pesky soft, that's a nightmare after 5 laps. But Black, what are we going to think with quali? Last few races it's been a case of, well, normally Nolan, but Nolan's not here today, but Montana, Jordan, they've always been quick guys. And who do you reckon is going to be on pole for today, though?
I can see our top 3 definitely being Montana, Jordan, probably Zach. Between Zach and Jordan, I think that's going to be a tight top 3. And I don't think that the top 5 is going to have more than 2/10 spreading the first 5 drivers. I think this feels very tight up front.
Bloody autocorrect. I just put evening to Rosa and it's come out evening Roxanne. Oh dear. That's autocorrect.
We have Raikkonen on a lap right here. He's
okay.
Got a decent first sector.
Okay. Let's go on board with him then. So Raikkonen coming up. I do enjoy this track. I don't know about you, Blank, but it's one of those, well, I suppose if you struggle on it, you hate it, but I do like how it's, particularly the first 2 sectors. The last sector's a bit, that last chicane is not needed, really. Before that, I know for safety reasons it was introduced into F1, but before that, the penultimate corner that Raikkonen's going into now is so good. It's flat out corner, and then coming into the final corner was a really fast corner. Oh, he gets a bit out of shape. Here he comes towards the line, 118.5. It's good enough for P4. So, we've still got a majority of people in the pits. Obviously, you are the good thing I like with this is though, if you have to go on the medium tyre for quali, it's one shot. So it's sort of, there's no room for error, and it can make the starting positions rather jumpy, rather mixed, because you get people not in their one-off lap, either cutting the track or completely messing it up. So I find it really, it can really stir it up a bit, with some quick guys having to start from the back. Last time we had this was in China, where the soft tyre wasn't the ideal tyre to go on. I think only Pazzi was the only one to do it that day, start on the soft. But this is interesting. Zach is on the soft, but driving really slowly, so I'm guessing he's just doing it for the run. So Joost, quite a few of them just doing many laps at the moment. But they have to be careful, because if they get the medium wrong, then they're going to be, some of these guys like Carlsbury are on 4-lap old hards, and Jordan's on 3-lap old hards. I know it's not the end of the world, but it's still, that'll force them have to pit unless they're outside that top 10, which Big Slater's already covered one of them. So, so you know, it's only going to be one of the guys going to have a fresh set of tyres. So you've got to be careful here. It's you're not going to get away with it like you did in the past, where okay, if I don't get my lap time, I'll be outside the top 10.
Oh, we got Joost on a lap here coming out of Sector 2.
Okay.
Kept it tidy so far. He's managing his ERS. Started off the lap with about 75%, so gonna be an interesting time here. Yeah,
he's on that medium, so this will be the first true showing of pace. Let's see how far he is up. Well, he's in Sector 3 now, so we're not going to get that last sector time. But into this fantastic corner. I say it's the best corner in the calendar, that chicane. Really is. No sarcasm.
It's definitely a make it or break it kind of corner, because you can make a ton of time if you cut it just right, or you can invalidate that lap and just be screwed.
Absolutely.
A 1:17.8.
Yeah,
nice
as expected.
Lap.
Expected good time on that medium, but we're expecting better. And Jordan, he is on his medium, but is not going quick. He's backed out. So let's see.
I think that the hard tire being pretty much indestructible, you probably want to do 2 outlaps on your mediums here and just go for it. Burn that clock down, bang out a lap, and bring your car back in safe and sound to the pits.
Yeah.
Might be what they're looking at.
Yeah, true. Well, Jordan's now going for it, so we'll stay with him, as he was the provisional pole sitter on those hards. How good is he on the medium tyres? Simply goes
17.8.
Very close to that times. But yeah, that last corner you can really gain a huge amount of time off, like you said. But you hit that curb wrong, it's horrible. Oh, you lose so much time. You can't get any traction at all. So Jordan taking a really tight line out of turn 4. Now into turn 5, up and towards turn 6. Neatly done. Let's see the sector times. It's waiting for sector 2 to be completed. How far up is he? He's just under half a second clear at the moment. But this section here, where you rely on good traction, which you should get with that grippier tyre, but he runs a little bit too deep, I feel, in that corner. Now coming into that chicane. Oh, he goes deep and he hits the grass, and that's his lap invalidated. And this is what I'm saying. So Jordan now is most likely going to have to start on 3-lap old hards, which isn't the end of the world, but it means he's going to have to pit earlier, and his mediums towards the end of the race are not going to have the same advantage as it would have done had you have started on fresh hards for the race like normal. Because I'll be surprised if Jordan ends up finishing outside the top 10.
Javi's coming into sector 3 right here on the lap. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, that was close. I felt like he could have got a bit quicker there. But he's coming towards the line. It's 1:17 something. It's a 1:17.7.
Puts it on pole.
Wow. And now Joost. Yeah, he's backed out of his lap. So no lap time for Joost. So let's see what Zach can do. He's on the outlap. So We won't see what he can do.
Lions pushing Lions on the lap here.
Okay.
Oh, that was wide.
He's backed out.
He's backed
There's
out.
another one. And this is what I'm saying. It's all
Ooh.
right doing all these like hard runs, but when you've only got 12, it puts a lot of pressure on that medium tyre, because you're going to see now a lot of people starting on the hard tyre.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be a lot of traffic on the track here. Close out the session. We got a minute 50 left on our clock. Unless we have the glitch, it's coming down to an end.
Carlsbury is on an outlap as well, I believe.
Zach's just begun a lap.
Trying to see. Yeah, Zach is the only one on a lap at the moment.
Zach, then Lion. Carlsbury's coming around.
Yep. So everyone is on the medium.
They're going for it.
So here we go then. Zach into sector 2 with the Ferrari of Fruitful, or is it Montana? It's Montana following on his outlap. We need to see the end of the second sector. How far is Zach up on his previous best? It's 4/10. But as we know, the last sector you can make quite a bit, because at the moment that would only be good enough for P5. And I'm pretty sure he's going to gain more time with this medium, unless he messes up this final sector, which he doesn't. He's very careful. Really smooth. That was excellent. This could be very close. This could be a 17.8 or a 17.9. It's 17, even better. It's a 17.5.
He won.
Wow. Zach
He
now
made up a ton of time in that third sector.
Yeah. Now Fruitful is bombing it. And oh, the Renault behind him as well. He almost loses the back end. But here we go then. I think Fruitful's the next one. I might be wrong. Let's have a look. We've got to notice McLaren. Carlsbury's coming towards the line now. This is the brilliant of the map. And Carlsbury doesn't improve. The map is great for this. Now I can find who's next on the track, and it's Fruitful. And who's following behind is Javi. So here comes Fruitful. What can he do? It's a one-off lap, and it's invalidated. It's 1:17.8.
No.
Here comes the Renault of Javi. He does improve marginally. So the next driver coming is the Williams of Raikkonen. So Fruitful will have a fresh shot of tyres to choose from for the race. Here comes Raikkonen, and he moves up into P3.
Jordan coming out of sector 3.
Yeah. And he sets pole.
Puts it on pole.
174. And
now we got Montana.
Yeah, here comes Montana. Yost has got him to P2. Very, very close lap times. What does Montana do? It's a 117.3.
P1. Oh my god.
So here comes Zach though. Zach's not. Oh no, he has. He's backed out of it. So the only ones left is Lion coming to line. He doesn't improve. Well, he does improve lap time, but it's not enough. And he's done 3 laps on those tyres as well.
3 laps. Look at Yost. 5 laps on those mediums. He's definitely going to be in early.
Wow. So this is going to be a really interesting race here.
Let's see. I did it yesterday. I stretched the hard tire out. I went around early on lap 1. And I had a bit of winning damage. And I did 30 laps on those hards, and they made it to the end. They don't feel very good at the end, but they'll make it. So it's up for grabs. You can pit early and still make it.
Well, in the end, a lot of these guys, rather than... I mean, Ricky puts a good point. The fact there's only 12 on the grid, starting on the hards isn't the end of the world, to be fair. And in the end, a lot of people chose to be on the hard, mediums, but in doing that, used a lot of rubber. So expect a lot of people to have pit rather early.
Yeah.
I feel like Fruitful and Big Slater could be in the driving seat. I'm pretty sure those guys will probably choose fresh hards, unless they. It's one of those. I suppose it's best to just do a different strategy, be on fresh hards, and then attack with the fresh mediums as well in the second half of the race. Well, a lot of these guys are going to have to pit earlier, probably around lap 11, 12. Probably more likely 12, just to then get off that medium onto the hard. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see people pit in lap 11, lap 10 from the guys that have done 3 laps, like Jost's done.
Yeah, and also that train's going to be tight. I mean, you can't really pass here. It's follow, stay in DRS, wait for a mistake, try it down the front straight, and maybe send one sector 2, not be too naughty, but it's definitely got to follow the leader around here.
Absolutely, and good news, you're not part of the race.
Thank God, because I completely forgot about it.
We're all good. We don't have. I
didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'm on to a good start.
Yeah.
All right, so running through the grid here, we got Montana up front with Jordan. Second row's Jost and Zach. Third row, Javi and Raikkonen. Go back to the fourth row, we got Simply and Pazzi. Fifth row, Lyon and Carlsberry. That's going to be quite the fight. They'll be pushing hard to get up through the field. And then at the back, we got Fruitful and Slater. Fruitful is definitely someone we'll have to look out for here. But I could see some teamwork going on with Montana up front. If Fruitful does decide to go on the harder compound here, we might see some teamwork at Ferrari.
Absolutely. So, as they go around for this formation lap, let's have a look on the tyres. So, obviously, from this qualifying, unsurprisingly, the guys who started on hards, did their quali laps on hards because they didn't get a lap in, have also chose to start on hards. Carlsberry had no choice in the matter, but Fruitful and Big Slater are the 2 wild cards in this race. They have fresh, brand spanking new hard tyres, whilst the rest of the field have some only done 1 hot lap, others have done more. So let's see as they enter the final turn. And remember, it was so close. Montana obviously was able to get a 17.3, but the rest of the field was super close on lap times. So it's one thing being quick in quali. What is the difference though come the race?
I was literally exhausted once this 33 lap battle was done. And I was alone at the back. I can't imagine what it's like fighting for 33 laps around here. Yeah,
the straight really is the only bit you get a break for. But these guys have got 33 laps to do it. Trying to get a change of camera. Here we go. It's 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. It's Spain, Tier 1, contest of speed. As Montana gets a good start and goes along the inside of Mercedes. And I think we got an issue where they can't see each other again. We're going round so far.
No.
It's all clear. We're all okay, I think. No one's had any incidents, but it's Montana up front from Jordan second, Zach third, Jost in fourth.
Oh, there's a McLaren.
Where's that?
Carlsberry went off in the grass there.
Oh, and he's lost the back end. Just about avoids Big Slater. Those guys on those hards probably feeling it a little bit. But I wonder if Jost was invisible with Zach, because those two had what me and Jamie had for the first pass.
Yeah, they had a moment there.
And I didn't. I mean, in my race, Jamie wasn't there at all. So, and for a lot of people, oh, it's a spinner.
Oh.
It's Pazzi. Pazzi, massive accident.
Oh, he came back across the track.
And somehow, now that could be a safety car with the new update. It's a virtual safety car.
There we go. A VSC.
Oh, now, it's... Now, if I was one of those medium runners, do you try and pit onto the hards now? Or is it too early?
It's too early.
It's too early, surely, isn't it? Oh, what a shame for Pazzi, though. But good save. Big Slater just avoided Pazzi as he came across the track. I saw a Mercedes come through. Yeah, I don't think Jost and Zach see each other because they're nose to tail.
No, they're all over each other.
No one pits, so that is not a surprise, really. So we wait for this VSC to end. So far, 3 races since the update, and 3 either safety cars or virtual safety cars. This is more like F1 2018.
They've definitely added some safety cars.
It's green. We're away. So we're back on with the action. Now the hard runners probably struggle a little bit to get tyre temperature up, but so far, let's see the gap. Let's get the gap up. Interval lap time. So, nose to tail, lap 2. Oh, and these guys...
I think as long as Fruitful can stick with the train that's in front of him, he's in a really good position right here.
Agreed. Yeah. Those hards...
He's broke DRS to Carlsberry behind him. I don't know if he's got a bit of damage. Oh, he's clean. But yeah, Fruitful definitely needs to stay with this pack up ahead.
Now, with ESC, is it the same as safety car where... It's not the same, is it, where you have 2 laps till your DRS is activated? So I guess DRS will be activated... Or unless... Or is it? We haven't had
DRS enabled, there we go.
Oh, it's up now. That's cool. Race control has enabled it. So it will, next time by, be available for a lot of these guys. And at the moment, Zach is starting to lose touch with Jordan and has got Yost all over the back of him. And in fact, he's now got him underneath him on the feed.
Oh, yellow sector 1? It must be because this Alpha and the Toro Rosso are having a go at it.
I think it was Big Slater because he's dropped way behind Carlsberry now. So, meanwhile, Zach and Yost are happily on top of each other. Don't you just love it when Codemasters give you that glitch? it just looks super professional. But and there's even smoke now coming from them all. But Javi, let's go on. So we got DRS this time by. Now I wonder if the guys ahead. Zach does get DRS because of Jordan ahead of him. And now he doesn't. So,
no, he's in fact, the Alpha and the Toro Rosso didn't get it, so they clearly can't be anywhere near this lead group on their screens. They're both out of
well, briefly, weirdly, Zach did have DRS and then he lost it. So those guys definitely don't see each other anyway. So I mean, I had this yesterday. It was like, why am I P4? Like, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 people ahead of me. And then watching the race back, I was like, it makes sense now. And this is probably what's happening with Zach and Yost.
We got Lion right up underneath Simply's back wing here. He might be looking for a move going into the hairpin.
Oh, he's going for it!
There he goes.
But he's gonna have to try and shut the door. I think he's done the job. Great move from Lion.
Great move.
P7. So, we got the Mercedes up into P7 and Fruitful sticking behind in DRS zone crucially. Now, Zach is just...
Raikkonen and Javi are going to go at it into turn 1 here.
Yeah. Javi doesn't have DRS, so it should be rather easy for the Williams driver. And he inherited that P5. So... Javi dropping down, Simply is now under pressure from... Oh, Simply's got back past Lion. So that must have been through the DRS. So...
must have been.
Yep, Simply back into P7. Lion, despite his hard efforts, he is back where he was a lap ago.
This is exactly what Fruitful wants to, is for them to keep switching positions so that he can just hang on to the back end of the train.
Yeah.
Their tires will start slowing down here, and maybe 2 or 3 laps they should even out with the hard runners.
Yep, the hard guys will just be getting quicker and quicker. But thankfully they're all close together at the moment. A good train. And even the top 4, they're not too far away from each other. They're all within DRS, and then there's a break to Raikkonen, and Raikkonen has got Javi in his DRS zone, but I think he's far enough ahead. He won't have any issues. But Lion, right, Simply's got DRS as well, and this is the problem with the DRS train. You're just not going to be able to get past. And he doesn't. But Simply goes a little bit deep into turn 1. Dirty air, it's such a high speed track in terms of the cornering. You really feel the turbulence around this track. And Jordan's coming back at Montana now. It's 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, Montana was pushing very hard here at the start of the race. He used up a ton of his battery.
Oh, Simply's gone deep. He's going to lose a lot of momentum, and this is a chance for Lion to once again do a little dummy, which he does. And once again, he just squeezes out the Renault, and the Renault backs out. So, mistake by Simply getting too close to his teammate. That dirty air caused him to understeer, and then he was a bit of a sitting duck. Good driving, and Fruitful is there. Now, Lion does have DRS this time, so he shouldn't have an issue with needing to defend heavily. But let's see, is the Renault running lower downforce? I think the Renault's running lower downforce.
I think there's definitely something up with the setups here.
And Lion doesn't defend, so the Renault's going to get past him. Oh no, the Mercedes brakes really
he thinks twice about it.
Good driving. Crucial for Lion as well. But Lion's obviously running a higher downforce setup, which is going to help him tremendously through the first 2 sectors. And maybe a little bit in that last sector. Down that straight it's going to be a little bit trickier to overtake, and a lot harder to defend. Up front though.
Oh, Fruitful had a little moment there.
Yeah, he's lost. He's just outside the
got
DRS
a little
zone.
happy on the go fast pedal.
But look at this, the top 2, it's now 4 tenths. And even Joost has dropped Zach now, even though he didn't know he's dropping him. He's now in this battle. We've got a good battle for the P1, 2 and 3. It's just if Jordan can get close enough, really you need to be around 4 to 3 tenths behind someone to have a chance down this straight in making a move. But let's see. He's gaining.
And will they be considering undercutting each other here? Are they going to come in a bit early and just try and get that clean air?
Well, it's one of those. I didn't find, because the tyre doesn't really drop off until quite later on. I feel like if you were to pit now, you wouldn't get an undercut. I feel like the medium tyre would still be good enough. So maybe if you're pitting around laps 11, 12. But right now, the medium is still the best tyre to be on, as is shown. Fruitful now is only just closing in onto
yeah, he's closed back up.
But I think that's because there's been a battle, because Lion has got past Javi as well. And some of these guys in particular, like the Renaults, I remember, have done quite a few laps on those mediums in qualifying. And so did Lion, to be fair. Lion had to do another stint on those mediums, so I feel like Lion is probably quite heavily, he probably will be one of the first ones to pit Lion. So now Montana is closer this time. Jordan could be on for a move here. He's in overtake, and he goes. And will Joost follow?
Oh, no. Thought about it.
Any other battles? The Renaults? No. Yeah, Fruitful's got some really good pace because the other 2 hard guys are nowhere near. So Fruitful, expect him to be coming back.
But he definitely has to overtake these 2 Renaults here because Lion is pulling away like a madman.
Yeah. But here we go. Can Montana respond? Montana has a little bit more ERS, which is understandable. He didn't really defend his lead whilst Jordan used overtake. So I feel like all these guys are similar pace. So lap 9, we're coming close. Oh, there's a yellow. Oh, Carlsby's retired. I don't know where that is. Now, will there be a... I think that's the same place. It's the same place.
Oh no.
Is there going to be a virtual safety car? Yes, there is.
VSC,
but it's too late.
Just saved.
It's too late
the
for
medium
Jordan.
Runners.
But it's Jordan missed out on it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he missed out. And yeah, I agree. This is the problem with running the hard, is you can end up falling
and simply
foul to
stays
this.
out.
And
simply stayed out. They didn't want to double stack the rental box there. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's a shame for Fruitful because he's going to lose a lot of time from this. Because the guys who have pitted...
Yeah, his window's definitely going to be a little smaller. But he's got his teammate right behind him, though. This can be interesting for the Ferrari boys.
Yes, it is, but I feel like Montana, he'll be focusing on his race because he knows the other Ferrari has a different tyre strategy. But yeah, you look on the map, look how little, you know, they're only one corner behind. They're only one corner behind, and that is the risk with running now, especially with this update. If you try and run on a harder tyre at the beginning of the race, if you get a virtual safety car or even a safety car, you've had it. Because the guys who have run on the softer tyre are like, thank you very much, I'll take this now. That's my opportunity to change tyres. Obviously lap 10 is cutting it fine, but it's absolutely doable. Varamir pitted on this very lap from his soft run, and although he was running thin on tread at the end, he was able to survive and take the victory. So they will finish on these tyres. The only other annoying thing is it's given Montana a massive break. I don't know what happened to Yost. Yost must have got held up because Zach is ahead of him again now, and Raikkonen is right behind him, and Lion has just got past Big Slater, and Big Slater's just got a penalty as well.
Oh.
So Jordan, being on those mediums, he has got a gap. Let's have a look. He's only 16 seconds clear of Montana, and that gap is starting to come down very marginally, but it is coming down. So Jordan's going to have to look at pitting soon, I think, because he's only going to get slow with those tyres. And I think he's going to stay out again. So maybe he's going to go to his actual pit stop window, which might be lap 13 possibly, because he hasn't had a green icon yet come up for his pit window. And Fruitful struggling to pass the Renault as Montana sets the fastest lap of the race.
And that gap is coming down.
Yeah, 15.6.
Few tenths a lap. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Montana obviously got a good final sector as well, and that normally tells you got better grip if you can gain in that last sector by that much. So, I mean, pit stop window wise, how much is it normally around here? I'm guessing it's...
I believe it's 13.
Right. See who else. So Yost is caught up behind Zach, even though he doesn't. Zach Arts, even though he doesn't know he is there, so he won't get DRS either. So here comes Jordan, and he still doesn't go. So I'm guessing it'll be the next lap that he will pit. Waiting for the icon to appear. Yep. So this will be his pit window. He is going to pit at the end of this lap. But I think it's a mistake personally, because he's already lost a second to Montana. Obviously, he'll have fresher hards, and that's obviously what he's hoping for. But those fresher hards are not going to make that. They're not going to drop off that badly. And we're only talking 4 laps as well, so yeah. Unfortunately, it'll be interesting to see though how he develops. I mean, right now, gap-wise, he's going to fall. It's gonna be P8. That's how bad it is for not being able to pit at a virtual safety car. He's gonna be behind Lion, maybe ahead of Big Slater, but I don't know. It's quite a long pit lane.
And those hards are going to be very slow for the first lap. Those cold hards aren't going to be fun coming out of the pits.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
That's my Amazon Echo going off there. Apologies for that. As Jordan pits. So this, I think he's going to end up, because everyone's together pitted, he's going to end up around P9, I think. Simply goes past. Fruitful goes past. Here comes Montana.
Oh, he's going to come out right...
No, he's going to come out behind Lion.
Right in traffic.
But I think he's going to come out ahead of Slater. Or he might get ahead of Lion. It's going to be close.
This is going to be close.
Oh, it's shades of Vettel Hamilton from 2017. But Lion does get just ahead. So that just shows you how much he lost out. He was leading the race. The virtual safety car came out at the worst time. I mean, he could have cut the corner, but we have got a rule in place where it would have been a massive penalty. So he couldn't cut. He would have done what Hamilton did, where not entering the pit entry correctly. So unfortunately for him, it cost him dear. And now he's got to do the hard work, albeit with fresher tyres, by about 4 laps.
Now, what lap do you think Fruitful is going to pit on? Like, where do you think he's going to bring his tyres to, seeing that Jordan just came out so far down the grid?
Well, he's going to be even further behind, but he can't pit yet because it's too early for the mediums. But simply
thin?
And he has penalty.
5 seconds speeding. That's unfortunate.
He's going to be at the back of this field then. Yeah, easily in the back of the field. So that's where Fruitful's going to be. Fruitful's going to be miles away. That virtual safety car has killed the hard runners. But at least everyone will score points today, because we have 10 runners remaining. Just the 2 DNFs, both at the same corner. Pazzi on the opening lap and Culsbury on lap 8. And look at this.
Slater and Hobby just went up sector 1, turn 1 and 2 side by side. I have no idea how they managed to make that stick.
Well, they're magicians at work at Tier 1, boys. They're somehow able to... you have got a bit of space, but you got to give respect to each other. And that's what they did. So fair play. Now, let's see who's close. We've got Jordan... Still close, not being able to pass Lion yet. Coming into the final turn now. So we go, this should be easy now. Lion's defending, so obviously no team orders here. That Mercedes has got a lot of straight line speed in Lion, but Jordan is able to get the job done, and he is now into P6, and he's now on to targeting Raikkonen, who is 2.6 ahead. Will those fresher hards make the difference for him? It definitely will towards the end of the race, and at this stage where those tyres are pretty, well, really fresh, but I think you'll also need a bit of help from the battles with Zach and Raikkonen. I wonder if Raikkonen can see Zach. I wonder if it's an issue with Zach, or it's an issue of Yost. It's one of the two.
I would say that Zach is visible to Raikkonen because Raikkonen keeps pulling DRS off Zach.
Yeah. And that wouldn't be the case if it was Yost, because Yost is quite a way ahead. Or 1.4 ahead, so it's not going to be DRS.
No, and this is a big disadvantage for Zach, unfortunately, because Raikkonen's been able to close that gap since he's pitted.
Yep, so it's Yost then who is the invisible guy, as Jordan sets the personal fastest lap of the race, and he's bringing Lion along with him. So the Silver Arrows cars are looking strong in this second half of the race. The gap is down to 2.4 between Jordan and Raikkonen. So Zach. It's a shame with the VSC because Montana is able to... I don't know what happened to Yost, but Montana absolutely stomped it. Oh, Zach gets...
Oh, 3 seconds for Zach there.
Oh, that could be crucial. And Simply as well. Now, Fruitful, it's his pit window. So Fruitful's going to be pitting this lap. And this is disaster though. Montana's just about to get to him. Oh no! Fruitful's staying out. So he's going to do another lap. Maybe that's because he feels the 2 virtual safety cars he could get away with doing another lap, but it's not helping him, to be honest. And Raikkonen got very close to the back of Zach there, but didn't quite get there. And Jordan's now 1.8 behind Raikkonen, so Raikkonen knows he's got to make the moves now. He's going to be under pressure from the 2 Mercedes guys very soon. Two spells put. Montana is milking the VSC and has got it in the bag. Hashtag bagged milk for life. Oh, Montana gets a penalty though.
Oh, there we go.
For a track which even I wasn't able to, even I didn't get any penalties. Surprising to see a couple of penalties already.
Slide have Jost winning this. Jost,
yeah. I got told apparently it's Toast. Think of it as Toast with a J.
Perfect.
Yeah, Yost. But it's silent J, so it's Yost. Imagine it's a Y.
Oh, Fruitful just let Montana go there.
Yeah. Okay, so team orders at play. And Jordan and the Mercedes are now 1.5 behind Raikkonen.
Now Fruitful has to stay out and make that window as big as possible for Montana up front if he wants to give Montana the win here. He's going to have to hold Jost back and make that Ferrari very wide.
Well, the thing is, I feel like he'll probably pit this lap because it'll mean he's got 14 laps to go on those mediums, albeit with a lighter car, so it shouldn't wear out so much. Maybe he'll pit lap 20. Yeah, we got a real squabble on our hands here, and Lion has kept Jordan honest. But Jordan is almost a second. He's almost a second now. He's agonisingly close. Yeah, Fruitful does go in, and Jordan is now 8 tenths behind. So they're all going to get DRS, apart from Zach. So here comes Raikkonen, we're on board with him now. He's going to use the high ERS. He's just not going to quite get there.
Oh, he thought about it.
Yeah. As Fruitful slowly comes down the line, down the pit lane, it's agonising for him. And he's going to be only just behind the 2 Renaults. So It's not the end of the world, but those Renaults really dropped off on the pace on the hard tyre. But it's game on. Jordan's absolutely flying. He's all over the back of Raikkonen. We've got a good battle on our hands. And Yost is in contention for the win. He's 3.4 behind Montana and is closing. And as long as he doesn't get a penalty, he's actually only 3/10 behind Montana right now.
Yeah.
So even the victory is not over yet, with 13 to go.
And with Zach's penalty, that would promote Raikkonen onto the final podium spot.
Yeah.
Jordan, it's going to be a close call. Jost, Montana, and Jordan on the podium.
Yeah. Raikkonen seems to struggle in that final sector, so he doesn't get close enough for Zach. And now he's under pressure. This DRS train is sponsored by Pirelli tyres. Let's call it Pirelli tyres, yeah. Gripping your way to victory. So, the two VRT boys of Zach and Raikkonen being clean.
Ooh.
Oh, and
Jordan just disappeared into Raikkonen on my screen.
Yeah, it was a bit of a ghost, bit of ghosting going on there. Is there more glitching going on? Meanwhile, Yost is now just 200ths. Well, in fact, now he is under that 3-second barrier just. So at the moment, Yost is your unofficial leader.
He's pushing hard though. He's got no more ERS, or very little that is, but he's on it.
Yeah. And once again, Zach doing just enough in that final sector to be far enough ahead. But the Mercedes.
Ooh, Jordan's got to run here. Jordan's got to run here.
And Raikkonen's going to have to respond on the ERS side of things. He's very good on the brakes, Jordan. Is he going to go around the outside? I think he might try it. No, Raikkonen brakes late.
Switchback?
No, he shut the door.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's done enough for now. This has helped Zach. Oh, they get very close. Raikkonen looked like he went a bit deep. And then the Mercedes has a bit of a tank slapper, and here comes Lion down the inside. All vacillating deep.
Oh no.
And they do it. I mean,
that's questionable.
I don't know. I feel like Lion. He had the inside line.
Yeah, that's true.
And it wasn't a lunge. He was right there because of.
Well,
Jordan's
Jordan
mistake.
just gathered the penalty here.
Yeah.
Now Lion and Raikkonen are looking really good for that podium spot if they can keep it clean.
Yeah.
We got Fruitful right up behind Javi right now. He needs to get by him as soon as possible if he wants to make this strategy work.
Yeah. Oh, the two Mercedes are taking it personal now because Jordan almost went down the inside of Lion. We'll both get DRS. No.
Oh, they're going for it.
Yeah, it's
There's no team orders here.
and they're ghosting. So Jordan gets back ahead of Lion. And Lion is underfueled and with no ERS. So he's going to have to lean it. And this has given Raikkonen a bit of breathing space.
Yep.
With 10.5 laps to go. Oh, Yost got penalty!
Oh, Joe's got a penalty. Now he has to push. Now he has to really race if he wants to get that win.
Well, he's going to have to do it on track unless Montana gets another penalty, which I'd be very surprised with.
Right now, that means Raikkonen.
Well, Raikkonen right now is on. So Zach's got. So all the top three all have 3-second penalties apart from Raikkonen and Lion, isn't it? Raikkonen in fourth. He has no penalties. So at this point, he would be about
Yost has 2 penalties.
Oh, has he? Oh, my bad
Yeah.
then. Yeah, Raikkonen's on course for P2 then at the moment. Yeah, good spot, Blank.
He's 1 warning away. Raikkonen's 1 warning away, that is. And Jordan's on a penalty and warning.
Wow, okay.
So this has Lion in a promising spot here at the end of the race.
Yeah. And the Mercedes of Jordan coming back towards Raikkonen. The crucial thing is Raikkonen doesn't have any DRS now. So, if the Mercedes can get close enough, which I think he will do, he will be able to pass Raikkonen. Oh, he goes a bit deep on the gravel. And he is also running very low on ERS right now.
Fruitful needs to get by simply here.
Yeah. But even then, he's got 10 seconds, which I don't think he's going to be able to claw his way back. It's a shame for Fruitful. It's going to be, I think, P7. The only thing he can hope for is obviously more penalties further up the field. Fruitful, those Renaults are running real low downforce. And Fruitful is struggling. Yeah, Fruitful, I think that's why they're really off the pace. Because Fruitful is all over the back around the corners, but those Renaults seem to be pretty good down the straights. And now Jordan is just under that DRS, in the DRS zone now. There the flap goes. Needs a little bit more speed down this straight. Lap 25 coming up to the start of lap 26 very shortly.
And I do think Jordan's going to have a significant advantage on those fresher hards once that 30 lap mark does come around.
Agreed.
I think that's where we'll see them definitely come to life.
He's going to gain a lot of time now, although he's running on no ERS whatsoever now. He needs to save up. Now he has to use that DRS, and Raikkonen gets a penalty.
3 seconds. Oh my.
So Lion is the only one without a penalty right now.
Yeah, he's
Fruitful.
Fruitful's got it done.
Yeah, he's got it done. So he's finally in clear air. We'll be at 10.2 behind Lion.
7 laps to go.
So Raikkonen was in the driving seat. Now it's all fair game again. Oh,
And
Jordan gets another penalty. So they're all, and Simply gets a penalty. They're all getting penalties.
I think they've just started pushing.
Yeah. It's such a hard track to get warnings in, like, unless you deliberately run wide.
That's a penalty on next to no warnings. It was naughty boy there.
Right.
Fruitful's clean. If Fruitful can force Lion into an error here at the end of the race, well, he might jump a few people here.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't gain that much on this lap, though. It's about half a second, which I don't know if it'll be enough, really. Despite the penalties, he might be able to gain 1 spot, but we'll see. We've still got more than 5 laps left to go. And Lion gets a penalty.
Lion grabs the penalty.
All of them. So that's all. That's a clean sweep now. Every single one of those, apart from Fruitful, and I think
Fruitful's clean, and
a...
Jost has 2. Working on his 3rd here, so...
Oh, the Jordan gets a big moment on the back end. What a time to be on board. And that's going to cost him again an opportunity. Now Raikkonen, he's just not close enough to make. He has very poor exits out of the bus stop.
And he's really low on ERS.
Well, Raikkonen's, he's alright. Raikkonen's got 52%. Zach's got 41, but yeah, Jordan's
struggling here.
I don't know why he's using overtake at this point. Use no ERS now, save it round here, so that you can use maximum overtake during the final sector and down the straight.
I think he wants to be close for this DRS straight that's coming up.
Yeah, I mean now is the time where his fresh air hards are going to help him.
Yeah, if he can get the drive out this corner here, he's set. He's going to send one up the inside. Almost guaranteed here.
But Raikkonen's got DRS.
Raikkonen had a little moment.
Oh, he's coming in.
Whoa.
Oh, that's deep.
He's looking.
Jesus.
This is going to get interesting.
Yeah. He's really close now. He has to be careful he doesn't go too deep.
Oh, man. If he sets this up right.
He didn't get the best of...
No.
And Raikkonen will get DRS. Just going to make it hard. Yeah, once again. Raikkonen is being saved by the DRS. This DRS train is brought to you by Heineken. Don't drink and drive. So, Raikkonen under some severe pressure now. But at the same time, he's trying to keep hold of Zach. And I wonder if Zach is sort of tagging him along just so he can get that DRS. As Yost gets another penalty.
Jost gets another penalty.
So
that's going to push him way down the grid now.
Yeah, that's 9 seconds worth now. So that could potentially help Fruitful. Fruitful isn't really catching line, to be fair. But here we go. Oh, Raikkonen goes a little bit deep. But he is closer. Oh, no, the Mercedes runs wide.
No.
And he's all over the
huge
bend.
moment.
And meanwhile, Raikkonen now has a chance to get past Zach. And he does. Down the inside he goes. Raikkonen takes P3. And that could cost Jordan any chance of getting on the podium today. With just 3 and a bit laps left to go. It's going to be interesting to actually... I mean, Montana's only got one penalty so far, so we all know Montana at the moment is on course for the victory. Yost is going to end up falling quite a way down the order. Zach's not giving up though. Yeah, Alp appreciates the good save. That was a good save by Jordan. He had a huge... It was like a...
Slater's in the pits here. This is interesting. He's going to go and steal that fastest lap away.
Why not? He was on his own.
Exactly, why not? He's going to be able to get an extra point here.
So 3 to go now.
Will we see Zach and Raikkonen fight it out here at the end? Or are they going to be conservative and just play the penalty game?
I think if Zach is close enough, I think he will go for it. I definitely feel like they're going hard at it. Raikkonen takes a really wide line in that corner, which helps obviously with the exit. But it does invite people in to try and have a little sniff down the inside, particularly if someone was closer to him. And Yost is closing right up on the back, well, almost back. He's now 1.9 behind Montana. Unfortunately, too many penalties. As Big Slater does get the fastest lap of the race, so he will take that fastest lap point. Yeah, I think Zach's starting to struggle a little bit with those tyres. And the Mercedes Jordan is coming back at the 2. But with 2 to go, I think he's run out of time. And he's got no ERS either, to be fair. Oh, Zach gets a penalty.
Oh, Zach
he
got a penalty.
Too tight. And that is going to... Who's going to be on this podium?
I'm going to hop into the race director and save us here. We got Montana on 1 penalty, no warnings. We have Jost on 3 penalties, 2 warnings. Raikkonen's on 1 penalty, 2 warnings. And Zach got a penalty and 2 warnings that lap.
Hasn't he got 2 penalties already?
Yep, that's 2 penalties, 3 warnings now. So wow. He's 1 mistake away from another penalty there. That would put Jordan into a really nice position.
Agreed. So here we go then, coming towards the final lap. So we'll see. Will there be one last chance? I just don't think Zach's close enough, and Jordan is not in the DRS either. So I think that is it for these guys. So we will conclude this final lap. Oh, Zach is getting close, but just run out of DRS straight.
I think Zach's going to send it here. These guys are friends outside of Contest of Speed. This is going to be interesting. They're going to race each other hard.
Unfortunately, this track isn't the easiest to overtake on, and really, there's only going to be one more chance. And that is that DRS straight. And it's just so tricky because to follow in that corner leading up to that straight, it's so hard. And Zach gets another penalty.
Oh, Zach gets another penalty.
I noticed him running wide there, and that is going to cost him dearly in this race.
That just gave it to Jordan pretty much.
Yeah, and he couldn't get past there either. So here is Montana. The final sector approaches. And as long as there's no dramatic conclusions here, we don't have a Don Ammo moment in the last corner. Rest in peace, Don Ammo, there on that move. But Montana comes across the line to take the win here in the Circuit de Catalunya. Raikkonen for now is second. Jost is in P4.
Oh my God, Lion's up to P3.
Yep, Lion with no penalties or 1 penalty. He's up to P3. Jost in 4th. Jordan 5th. Zach 6th after that. Fruitful stays in 7th in the end. Only 2.5 seconds behind Zach. Simply in the end, Javi actually got ahead of Simply in the end by 0.6 of a second following the penalties. And Big Slater is going to be our last runner.
Grabbing that fastest lap extra point.
Yeah. So,
for a small field, that was quite the race.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't lose a lot of people, which is always the fear in terms of accidents for a small field, and it was close throughout. Yeah, what could have been with that top 3 before the VSC came out. But it was still a great battle for P3, P2, P3, P4, so yeah.
Good stuff. I'll get the invites out to Montana.
Yeah, Montana, Lion, and it is Raikkonen. So another win for Montana is the the Ferrari man winning in China. He wins today as well. And he also won in, wasn't Mexico, was it? It was the previous race to that. But yeah, he another great race for him. Very easy the second half of the race. So Montana wins, starting on pole, lights the flag victory for him. It really was saved when, obviously, when Jordan had to miss the pit stop. So Montana wins, Raikkonen second, Lyon third, Yost in fourth, Jordan fifth, Zach sixth, Fruitful seventh, Javi eighth, Simply ninth, Big Slater 10th with fastest lap, Carlsbury 11th, and Pazzi in 12th. So I'll add those guys into the chat. Yeah, we're back on. Let's go to the showroom and show off that Ferrari. So, just wait for Montana to join. But yeah, while we're waiting, make sure everyone's mics are on shared. Abu Dhabi, thanks Rosa for that. Abu Dhabi was also a win for Montana a couple of weeks ago. Well, while we wait for Montana, let's start with Lyon. Congratulations, P3. Obviously, it was quite a hard-fought race for you, particularly with your teammates. It was a good move when you had the move on Jordan when he had a moment in turn 4.
Yeah.
Brilliant! I thought it was good move.
Yeah, it was a good move. Sometimes Jordan was a little bit aggressive with the defending and attacking, but I can handle a little bit with it. He skips a little bit, 3 or 4 times the last corner, so I lose maybe there 4-10, so I can't overtake him then. So that was a little bit dirty from him, but yeah, for the rest of the race, it was a good race.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, well, obviously you had the advantage of not being clean as well, not getting many penalties. I was surprised a lot of guys got multiple penalties, and in the end it cost them dearly, and you were able to gain massively from that, although you were very close to them. Because you only had 3 seconds, you were able to jump up to P3, so yeah, and also the VSC helped so much with you guys on mediums, so unfortunately, the guys who started on hards like Fruitful and Carlsbury was the reason why we had the VSC. But yeah, those guys didn't really work for them. So yeah, congratulations on that P3, and good luck for next week when we go to Suzuka.
Thanks.
No worries. Move on to Raikkonen, P2. That was a hard battle with Zach for most of that race. Talk us through. Was Zach sort of helping you along earlier in the race, and then you guys battled out, or was it just purely that was true pace? Oh, it's Raikkonen there. Can you? Oh, Raikkonen, just make sure your mic is on shared.
Too late.
Aha, sorry. So no worries. I was saying, well, congratulations on your P2. hard fought race, particularly in the second half with Zach, and you had to obviously look behind with Jordan. But was Zach Kart helping you along early in the race with the DRS train, or was it pure? Was that your pure pace, you two?
It's on this game. Unfortunately, it's always an advantage to have DRS on someone, even if you lose a bit of time on the corner. So yeah, I try to stay on DRS. I was really struggling the first half of the race. I'd never drive with this setup in a race, and
Oh wow,
it was a bit difficult. So, but yeah, lap by lap, I was finding the pace. I was still making some stupid mistake, but yeah. I had to running almost all the race, so I had to be carefully every time to not take a penalty, and at the end I take it. So it was easy. You can take risk. I feel sorry for Jordan because he was the faster by miles, I think, today. If I didn't have the DRS on Zach, I could not defend, I guess, him.
yeah, we saw it was that DRS train really does help, and he did have the pace. I mean, Jordan was leading until Christopher
the
VSC crucially came at the wrong time for him.
Yeah,
But
he would have won easy if there was no VSC.
Yeah, but it happens now with this update. Last week that wouldn't have happened, but now with any accident, and both those accidents at the same corner, it is what it is now. So yeah, but congratulations on P2, keeping it clean, only getting the one penalty, whilst everyone around, a lot of people behind, end up getting multiple penalties. Joost ended up getting 9 seconds worth. So
I know that there was going to have some penalties. That's why I didn't want to take any, but it's not easy. There is some corner where you take warning for nothing. In real life, they go there. It's allowed, and you don't know why in this game. Some curve you go and it gives you a warning.
Yeah.
It's very stupid because there is the grass just behind. So if you go too much, you lose time anyway. So that's very stupid.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but we love it. That's why we do these race leagues. But yeah, congratulations once again on P2, and good luck next week in Suzuka.
Oh, that should be better.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, well, Montana is Montana in or not?
I don't think he's gonna try.
No,
Right,
he hasn't
okay.
shown
I'll
up.
play for him after he got right in Mexico.
Okay, so that's it then. We'll finish it here. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back on tomorrow for the Americas tier at 9 PM Eastern Time. Blank, are you in that race?
Yep, I'll be there tomorrow night.
You got
Hopefully not die lap 1, turn 1.
Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. It's a clear race. But yeah, thanks Blank for coming in and filling in with the commentary booth. It's been good to pop that virginity cherry of commentary box with Contest of Speed. So yeah, thanks.
Happy it was a fine Englishman like yourself there, Racer.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Right, okay, well, thank you very much, guys. We'll be back, like I said, tomorrow, and then we'll be on to Suzuka, a driver's favourite for Tier 3 on Mondays, Tier 2 Tuesday, and Tier 1 Wednesday, American Tier Thursdays. Thank you very much, have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.